Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gilbert with the FX Market Insight for Tuesday, the 13th of April. All right, now just coming into the start of the week, just coming through the Mondays of North America. It's a really subdued start to the week. Okay, equity markets hardly budged, and we haven't seen too much on the currencies either at this point. So, and just when the markets go like this, right? So we're really building up for an event, right? The markets are gearing up for a move. I don't know if the US CPI numbers tomorrow are going to really give us the spark, but there is potential. And this is where the news services, dollar dips before consumer price inflation data. Well, you know what? You look at the dollar index, we're talking like minuscule points. It hasn't really gone anywhere, right? So just understand, like the dollar isn't flailing like you'd think the news services would be suggesting. So just having a look across the board on a lot of the pairs, as I'm saying, the price action has really diffused itself, right? The US dollar it's lost all this downward momentum from when those yields started falling. Now, treasuries have stabilized now, and so too has, not funnily enough, but so too has the dollar. Dollar Swiss is the one pair which still looks a little bit cranky, looks like it wants to keep going down. Euro has got the opposite picture, and obviously Euro and Swiss are the opposite image of each other, but Euro has got like above 119, the figure, and 120. There's really bad economic European conditions, the third wave of lockdown, all these other things that are going to suppress the Eurozone. So I can't see Euro going up, and that's probably why it's stalled here around 119, the figure for the moment. And sterling's just sort of whipping about, and all the hype around the AstraZeneca vaccine being, concerns around blood clots, etc. It's sort of just whipping about. Don't forget, we've got a lot of UK data out this week. It's going to be quite interesting to see how that rolls out as well. And Aussie and Kiwi, well, they have really diffused themselves and are waiting for something else to happen to give them some sort of direction, right? And that's where, once again, you've got, even though the fundamentals haven't been really impacting consistently, you want to keep an eye on this US CPI number and see what impact it has, right? If we see inflation higher, means, consumers are spending, things are looking up, all the stimulus programs that they've put into the economy are working. That's got to be some sort of positive, right? But we still need to see what that impact has on the equity markets and obviously the treasury markets. And then consequently after that, you'll see what move they have on the dollar and the major currency pairs. So you've got to follow the trail. The first step is just simply watching the US CPI numbers and seeing what impact they have. Now, before the US CPI numbers come out, don't forget there's a whole bunch of UK data coming out. GDP estimate, okay, the early number is always a better one. Can give a little bit more, have a bit more impact. Manufacturing output, okay, manufacturing production, otherwise known as, it's a big number as well. So keep an eye on these things. That may give sterling a pulse at the moment. It's sort of like, like just sitting there, sort of gyrating around the place. We want to see if these UK macro data, if the macro data does actually impact sterling and move it around, if there is some sort of variance on the numbers. All right, so that's one thing. Obviously, the CPI is the major focus, especially as we come into that North American session. And that's, hopefully this time tomorrow, we're talking about, really good US numbers or really weak US numbers, and it's given us either dollar weakness or dollar strength. Hopefully they don't just come out as expected, because what that will mean is the week will drag out. If these numbers aren't sort of variant, then, once again, we're in this bit of a stalemate. But we'll have to wait for that to happen. You can't sort of preempt it. And that's why the currencies and all the instruments start trading sideways, because the traders are waiting for these things to happen. And, just if you've got Metastock, get up to speed with what's going on. Like the stuff around like sterling and CAD and this, they're sort of writing things just to fill up the space. There's nothing like tangible that you can really hang your hat on. But you know what? That gives you an idea of what's happening in the market. We're in a real stalled phase. We need something to give it a spark. Hopefully, it's the US CPI numbers. All right, guys, that's it for me. Not a lot to talk about just yet, but hopefully we will have once we get through these US CPI numbers. Hopefully they can give us a spark and kick things into gear. All right, guys, have a good trade day. Cheerio.